Friday, 2:33 p.m. A fisherman has fallen through the ice. Penticton Search and Rescue have been called out. They have just minutes to spare.
I'll go.
They see the fisherman and rapidly make a plan.
On rope?
The SAR member is tethered and quickly heads out to the subject.
Rick, stay where you are. Come see you.
To lessen the chance of breaking the ice further, he gets flat and crawls to the subject.
Kick with your legs. Kick with your legs. Come on, work with me.
The fisherman is pulled out. The SAR member wraps around him and signals to the team on shore to haul them to safety. Survival depends on how fast they can get a subject out before hypothermia sets in or drowning occurs.
Pull him in.
Penticton SAR are training in ice rescues.
Okay, there you go. Okay, this isn't good. You fall into the drink, you're cold, you get the reflex, water goes in, you do a choke, choke, cough, cough, and all of a sudden you can't move anything. Your epiglottis is seized up on you and it holds for up to a minute. Does this incite calm behavior? No. Heck no. Okay, we're not calm, what do? We panic. We panic because we don't have a path to follow. The most critical thing we need is air, and we're not getting it. Our body starts to react to it in an emotional panic state. Okay?
Approximately 24 people fall through the ice and die every year in Canada. Over the next 2 days, these 9 SAR members will learn how to save themselves and others should they fall through the ice. Chris Armstrong, a multifaceted rescue specialist and Nelson SAR member, will guide them through the course.
The idea is to have our tethered person go out to the edge and see if we can't break through. So it is pretty thick, right? I mean, somebody give a pound right there and see if you can break through that little hole and see what the thickness out here is. It looks like probably greater than 6.
Ice thickness is, of course, a critical factor. So is its strength. New ice is usually stronger than old ice. River ice is usually weaker than lake ice. The SAR members are training on a lake today.
What do we know about this ice? We can put a truck on this stuff. Really nice and thick, okay? We can tell we're getting the radiant effect here. We're coming into spring. We've had warm temperatures. There's lots and lots of cracks in here. We've got a melt freeze layer on the top that's been cycling a lot, but we got good solid ice underneath.
The group breaks up the ice to create different rescue scenarios, starting with self-rescue. There are different ways to get onto stable ice if they've fallen in.
Remember, we're simulating here, right, that this ice is rotten and broken up. So when we climb out, we're gonna roll away. If we use the picks to get out, we're gonna drag ourselves along the ice with the picks and get away from that weak ice. Quick, quick, quick. The longer we spend in the water, the more time we're losing, right? One after the other. Okay, get to that edge. Get yourself up and roll away. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Too much fun. I love the water.
Water's okay.
It's actually warmer than what I'm used to, so I'm liking it.
With confidence on the ice and in the water established, they start to learn how to rescue others.
I'm going to be the subject out in the water. We're going to simulate that I'm unable to effect my own rescue, so we're going to have to do what they call a live swim or a live bait swim. So somebody's going to be tethered and monitored by a line tender on shore, and they're going to effectively come and rescue me from the ice jam out here through the broken ice.
Hey, Hamish! Hamish, if you can hear me, swim.
The rescuer calls to the subject, aiming to instill calm and get the person to help in the rescue rather than impede.
Come on, this is gonna be tough, you guys. 2 guys on there. We gotta pull them through and over that ice. This is probably the most simple form of going out there, getting somebody and pulling them back. Show them how difficult this form of rescue is, and then we'll start using the tools, boogie boards, rafts, canoes, whatever we got. They really start to see how important these tools are and how they can be utilized to quickly perform the rescue.
That's hard work. You gotta keep thinking about pushing the ice down and watching where you're going at the same time. It's a lot of work even though you're being pulled. My body's warm. My hands are wet, they're a little bit cold. Otherwise, I'm not too bad.
Hey, push that ice away and down. Make a hole. With these rescuers, with these rescue PFDs, we have an extrication leash that actually is tethered to the back of the suit, which is good when you're hanging onto a subject and being pulled backwards to fight your way back, but also the ice is hitting you in the back and you're being pulled backwards. We're trying it, seeing how it feels. These guys are learning practically what works, what doesn't. Gives them the tools in the real world when they're out there doing rescues to know what they should do and what they shouldn't do. Paddle and push. Talk to them. What are you doing? So we're using an OceanAid rescue raft. It's got open ends on it. What they're doing is getting out there, paddling out to the subject, put the front of that boat right up to our subject. They can get up front, pull them right in the boat. They don't have to pull them over the top or anything, but right in the end. Give the okay to our rescuers and retrieve them in. It's been a good first day here. Tomorrow's going to be even better.
Day 2. The SAR members learn more about the tools that will help them save lives, including their own.
So what we've done here is we've created a couple of quick improvised mechanical advantages. Sinking a simple ice screw into the edge of the ice or putting webbing around a log or a rock on shore. They get the rescuer out to the subject. When they make contact, they give the okay. They quickly attach a very quick drop loop, a 2-to-1, onto the rope by clipping it in, and then using that to haul with a mechanical advantage to get them just out of the edge of the water, out of the hole, and then they can just hand bomb the subjects to shore. Speed is the essence. By the time an emergency service gets to a scene where someone's fallen through the ice, time has passed. People don't get much time in that kind of temperature to survive. So when we get here, we don't have time to set up a whole bunch of fancy equipment or big mechanical advantage or rope systems. It doesn't happen. We don't want to complicate things. We don't want to prolong it. Very simple, get it done safe. The idea is to use all the tools, improvise from the most simplest form to the most complex, and see how it actually works. You want to use the horse collar to do all the work. Now we set them up with what we use as the most appropriate way. It's a cinch rope, where they've hooked up 2 knots into the rope. The rescuer can actually get into the water with a tether attached to the front. And about 6 feet of the line, there's another loop where they can actually swim around the subject in the water, hook them into a bight of rope. The rescuers can pull them to the edge. The rescuer in the water can help pull the subject or push the subject up onto the ice and then pull himself out.
The last exercise of the day reinforces the importance of SAR member safety and the ability to self-rescue. Chris sets up the scenario.
Okay, that's the backup. So in this particular instance, we have a member doing a search, looking for a body, looking for something around the river. They've fallen in and they're being swept under the ice. He's on a lanyard system. In a very safe and controlled environment, we can simulate this to create what's called mental imprinting. The theory is that if someone actually has this happen to them in the future, instead of going into a state of panic, they have a path to follow in their mind. They've done this before, they know what it feels like, they know that they can survive it, and they will do it. That's why we create these situations. When you go under, you're going to stay under this ice, but you're just going to be off to the edge. Okay? How do you feel about that?
Good. Now just tell him to let go of that rope when
Yes, I am. He doesn't owe you money, does he? Okay, you count to 3, hold your breath, and go.
The final self-rescue exercise can be frightening. You can almost feel the adrenaline.
Here he comes.
But learning they can get themselves free in this type of controlled situation may save their lives if it happens for real.
Now, if it happened to you, though, is it totally doable?
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel it?
You wouldn't want to be under there long, though.
No. Good job.
Okay.
We want to make sure that these guys can try these things in a controlled and safe setting, see what effort needs to be given, figure out what works and what doesn't work, so when it comes time to do it for real, they have the tools, they have the training, now they have experience, give them good judgment, they'll go out there and get it done. Out he comes.
A happy wrap-up this time, and with this kind of training, hopefully the same in a real emergency.
Beautiful. Well done.